few years ago, I stood here with a red marker to show the curse, a great curse, the curse of a nuclear Iran.
What startling warning did Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, issue that has the world on edge? How did we get to this critical moment in the ongoing conflict? What triggered the recent escalation, and how are world leaders responding? As the situation intensifies, President Joe Biden issues a warning. But what does it mean for the delicate balance in the Middle East? Too many questions, right? Don't worry. We will answer it all in this one video. In the midst of the ongoing Israel-Palestine conflict, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has delivered a riveting address that has captivated the world's attention. As a seasoned statesman deeply involved in the conflict, particularly since the Hamas attack on Israel, Netanyahu's recent warning has sparked global curiosity and concern. What exactly did Netanyahu say that is causing such alarm? And how might his words shape the course of global affairs? War has always captivated the world, stirring fascination with its unprecedented conflicts and profound consequences. Recently, Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, issued a final warning amid the ongoing Israel-Palestine conflict. Israel, officially the State of Israel, sits in the Middle East, bordered by Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and Egypt, with the Mediterranean Sea to the west. Though its international recognition is limited, Israel, with over 9 million people, mainly Jewish, holds significant religious and archaeological sites. Tracing its roots to Abraham in the Hebrew Bible, Israel's history saw a shift during World War I when the Balfour Declaration expressed support for a Jewish homeland in Palestine. Post-war, the League of Nations approved the British mandate over Palestine in 1922, despite opposition from Arab groups fearing subjugation. This approval marked a crucial turning point, setting the stage for Israel's transformative settlement landscape in the 20th century, driven by Jewish immigration. In the 1880s, Jewish settlers began their journey along the coastal plain, gradually expanding into valleys, hill districts, and the Negev region. Cities like Haifa and Jerusalem witnessed significant growth, with Tel Aviv emerging as a major city from the port city of Jaffa. After the 1948 war, Jewish immigrants moved into areas once occupied by Palestinians, becoming the majority in previously Arab-inhabited regions. Jerusalem, nestled in the Judean hills, holds rich historical significance and unique architecture, with its old city divided into quarters for Muslims, Jews, Christians, and Armenians. Galilee, in the northern region, also has a notably non-Jewish population. Jerusalem, serving as Israel's capital, carries profound spiritual meaning for various religious and ethnic groups, making it a cultural mosaic with diverse heritage. Tourism has become a vital income source for Israel despite regional conflicts. Visitors are drawn to the country's religious, archaeological, and historical sites, like the Western Wall and the Dome of the Rock. Biblical cities such as Nazareth and Bethlehem also attract tourists. Israel's diverse geography, favorable climate, and ties to the Jewish and Palestinian Arab diasporas make it a compelling destination. Resorts dot the highlands, desert, and coast, with most tourists arriving from Europe and an increasing number from North America. Now, let's unravel the roots of the Israel-Palestine conflict. This long-standing struggle over territory, resources, and political authority dates back decades. Ancient tensions between Jews and Arab Muslims, rooted in their shared sacred connection to Jerusalem, have marked this region's history. The city's Temple Mount, home to the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the Western Wall, and the Dome of the Rock, holds profound spiritual significance for both communities. Recent conflicts mostly center on control over specific regions, adding historical and spiritual complexity to their relationship in this ancient land. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the idea of Zionism took root among the Jewish community, aiming to establish a homeland in Palestine. Waves of Jewish immigrants, driven by the vision of a new beginning, settled in Palestine between 1882 and 1914. The horrors of the Nazi era and the aftermath of World War II led many Jews in Europe and beyond to seek refuge in Palestine, fervently embracing the Zionist cause. Zionism's focus on creating an independent Jewish state sparked tensions with the Arab population in Palestine, giving rise to the enduring Arab-Israeli conflict. In 1947, the United Nations proposed a partition plan, suggesting separate Jewish and Arab states in Palestine. However, Arab nations rejected the plan, and in May 1948, Israel declared independence, marking a triumph for the Jewish population, but triggering conflicts with neighboring Arab nations. The aftermath saw a swift invasion by 5 Arab nations: Egypt, Jordan, Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon, leading to the famous 1948 Arab-Israeli War. This conflict extended into a civil war across Israel, culminating in a 1949 ceasefire. The West Bank became part of Jordan, while the Gaza Strip came under Egyptian control. The region witnessed tense moments, notably in 1956, when Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser nationalized the Suez Canal, sparking further international tensions with British and French involvement. In the tumultuous history of the Israeli-Arab conflict, the year 1967 marked a pivotal moment with the Six-Day War. Israel surprised its neighboring countries with a swift and successful attack, reclaiming significant territories, including the Sinai Peninsula, Gaza Strip, West Bank, and Golan Heights. These areas were subsequently referred to as occupied by Israel. In 1973, on Yom Kippur, Egypt and Syria launched airstrikes against Israel, triggering a 2-week conflict. While a UN resolution eventually halted the hostilities, Syria's attempt to reclaim the Golan Heights proved unsuccessful. In 1981, Israel officially annexed the Golan Heights, setting the stage for ongoing territorial disputes. The year 1982 saw Israel invading Lebanon, displacing the Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO, which sought a Palestinian state within Israel. This move triggered the First Intifada in 1987, characterized by widespread Palestinian uprisings. The Oslo Peace Accords in 1993 brought an end to the Intifada and led to the establishment of the Palestinian Authority in 1997. Consequently, the Israeli military withdrew from parts of the West Bank. The Second Intifada erupted in 2000, sparked by Ariel Sharon's controversial visit to the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound. This led to clashes resulting in deaths and injuries, igniting a widespread uprising. Israel's response included reoccupying Palestinian areas, constructing a separation wall, and expanding settlements, significantly impacting Palestinian livelihoods. The West Bank became fragmented, resembling apartheid-era Bantustans. In 2005, Israeli settlements in Gaza were dismantled, and Palestinians participated in elections, resulting in a victory for Hamas. This led to a Fatah-Hamas conflict, with Hamas taking control of Gaza in 2007. Israel imposed a blockade, citing terrorism, leading to recurring clashes with Hamas, notably in 2008, 2012, 2014, 2021, and the latest in 2023. This tumultuous history underscores the complexity and deep-rooted nature of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, marked by territorial disputes, uprisings, and ongoing tensions between the parties involved. In a stunning and alarming development, Palestinian militant groups, spearheaded by Hamas, orchestrated a meticulously planned surprise attack on Israel. The onslaught was relentless, featuring an overwhelming barrage of over 5,000 rockets launched from Gaza. The audacious move also involved approximately 2,500 militants successfully breaching the heavily fortified Gaza-Israel barrier. Tragically, the toll on Israel was devastating, with at least 1,400 lives lost, including 260 individuals at a music festival, amplifying the human tragedy. The crisis reached a distressing level as civilians, including women and children, were taken hostage, intensifying the already dire circumstances. Remarkably, the usually esteemed Israeli security apparatus faced scathing criticism, deemed by many experts as a monumental intelligence failure not witnessed since the 1973 Arab-Israeli War. The sophistication of Hamas's tactics, employing motorized vehicles and hang gliders, revealed the extent to which they managed to breach the formidable border defenses. In the ominous hours leading up to the devastating attack, intelligence reports hinted at unusual movements within Hamas. Despite high-ranking Israeli security officials convening and rapidly deploying a response unit overnight, Hamas managed to execute its assault, catching Israel off guard. In response to the crisis, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu issued a resolute declaration, expressing the intent to crush and obliterate Hamas. In a late-night televised speech, he unequivocally labeled every member of Hamas as a target, using strong language to characterize them as beasts and barbarians, drawing parallels to ISIS. Netanyahu asserted that while Israel did not initiate the war, they were unwaveringly determined to bring it to an end. Israel swiftly retaliated with a series of airstrikes, targeting over 200 sites in a Gaza neighborhood reportedly utilized by Hamas. Former Defense Minister Benny Gantz, assuming a centrist opposition role, stood in solidarity with Netanyahu, and together they formed a war cabinet that underscored national unity in the face of this unprecedented crisis. Netanyahu, in his address to the nation, vividly recounted disturbing incidents during the attack, although these claims awaited independent confirmation. Reports from rescue workers and witnesses painted a harrowing picture, hinting at scenes of extreme distress that unfolded during the assault. The nation braced itself for a tumultuous period, grappling with the profound challenge presented by this grave and unforeseen conflict. The aftermath remained uncertain, and the international community watched with bated breath as events continued to unfold in this volatile chapter of Middle Eastern history, where the echoes of conflict reverberated across borders, stirring global concern for the delicate balance in the region. The uncertainty surrounding the unfolding situation emphasized the need for diplomatic efforts and international cooperation to address the complex and deeply rooted issues contributing to the ongoing turmoil. In the aftermath of the shocking Hamas attack, Israeli warplanes swiftly retaliated with a series of numerous airstrikes in Gaza. What are your views on this? Do let us know in the comment section, and for more such thrilling videos, do subscribe to our channel.